us another day. All we do is scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking off without the same mistake. Darling, when you go away, it won't be as simple for you.
I'm on mute. It used to automatically just unmute when you went live, but it doesn't seem to do that anymore. Anyway, yo guys, it's Old Man G here, back again for another match preview. Brighton versus Manchester United. And what is an important game for Manchester United, a difficult game. Arguably, I would say probably the hardest game that Manchester United have left, in my personal opinion. Before I get into it, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter and smash the notification button. Plays Manchester United news and more. Shout out to the people that watched that. We had a really good stream. The Glazers, I had Tom the journalist on. We're thinking of doing another follow-up on either Friday, which is the deadline, and for the Glazers to kind of make their decision, or the Monday, who will give us information. But shout out to those who tuned in and also those who watched. I think it was quite an informative discussion, and I actually think that it made me think that going forward that I really want to, because of how popular and how a lot of people listen to it, it made me think that I really want to bring people on that can inform and educate around the areas of Manchester United, but not only Manchester United and football beyond. So stay tuned for that. And if there are any people that you want me to go and find an interview and bring on and get different sort of things and opinions, then let me know, because yeah, that was definitely a formative insight about the whole process. And thanks for Tom for coming on again. But anyway, yeah, let's get into it. Like I said, guys, it's our Brighton versus Manchester United match preview. I think this is going to be a difficult game. We are away to Brighton. Brighton obviously got a good run of form, and if you look at the Premier League table, as we can see here, Brighton are 8th with 52 points, but they have got quite a few. They're probably few teams, who somehow have only played 31 games. They've still got 7 games to go. So if they were to win their games in hand, if they were to beat us, they now go to 55 points, which actually puts them 6th. And they actually have more games in hand over Liverpool. They're 3 games in hand, which people seem to be forgetting. So this is going to be a difficult game. I think Brighton as well, you'd anticipate that they'll be wanting up for some revenge, obviously with the loss in the FA Cup. Not particularly happy about that. I mean, it went to penalties. I think you could make an case that Brighton were the better team. And I guess in the league, over 90 minutes, that would be a draw. I think Brighton's biggest issue, I would say, this season has been the lack of a goals. Not a goal-scoring threat. I mean, they can score goals, but I just don't think, like United, they're just not prolific enough. They just don't have that. They don't have that that goal scorer that go to, like example, like Isak at Newcastle and Callum Wilson. These are the dons who can turn up and score you goals. I think that's part of the reason why Newcastle are so successful, and one of the reasons why midway through the season, they stumbled. So because they couldn't score goals, and now they're scoring goals for fun. So I think all Brighton need to do is essentially add a clinical goal scorer, and I think they'll be a shoo-in for next season. Absolutely, 100%, definitely. Now, as far as we're concerned, as far as United's concerned, our away form has not been good. I think that we've not won against an away team in the top 9 which is really, really bad. And that includes Brentford. So if I'm honest, I'm quite worried about this game. You know, I'll be up front. I think that I actually think Brighton could even win it. Like I would be very surprised, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you see it, if Manchester United won't beat Brighton away. I would be very, very surprised if Manchester United beat Brighton, unfortunately, because our away form was just bad. You know, I mean, I'll quickly again go to the Premier League table, just so everyone can see. But if you want to look at the table, if you look at lost to City away, I think it was what 6-3. Lost to Arsenal away 3-2. Lost to Newcastle away 2-0. Lost to Liverpool in that infamous 7-0. Drew against Spurs. Should have won. Should have broken it, but drew against Spurs. Lost away to Aston Villa. I think it was 2-0. We haven't played Brighton yet. Lost to Brentford 4-0 in the beginning of the season. And then Fulham we're done. So that's the top 9. So Brighton are playing really well. And I just think that if we're going to get something from this game, we really need to be on point. United really need to be on point in this game. And I just think that it's going to be. I just think it just might be a struggle for Manchester United. So, but anyway, let's actually just move on to what I think will be the starting 11, and I'll give you some of my thoughts. Obviously, some good injury news. Rafael Varane looks like he's be coming back sooner rather than later. As is Garnacho. I don't think Rafael Varane is going to be available for Brighton or for. That's our starting 11 creation formation there. He's not going to be available for Brighton or West Ham at the weekend. West Ham obviously just losing to City today. However, Garnacho may be back. Shout out to those watching on Facebook as well. Keep up the good work, says It's Filipino Curious. Thank you. And It's Amongst says, keep up the good work. Thanks, guys. Thanks for those watching. I do stream to Facebook and have a Facebook page. So thank you so much for those who are watching on Facebook and going on. I've not forgotten you guys. Really appreciate your ongoing support and following the Red Dot Studio page on Facebook, which I do need to work on as well. So thanks for that. It's not just YouTube and Twitch. Facebook is there as well. So thank you guys. I got a lot of followers on Facebook actually. So yeah, I'm going to try and revamp that page when I get some time. So thanks. Anyway, let's quickly go into what I think will be the starting 11. So obviously David De Gea is going to be going in goal. I think that centre-back wise, obviously Varane, as we said, he's not going to be available for today on West Ham. So he'll be back next week, which is great. It's a good injury boost, especially with the FA Cup final coming, amongst other things. Possibly we can potentially secure top 4. You like to think if United can kind of beat Brighton somehow, and again I'll get to that towards the end, and beat West Ham away. We've got 2 very difficult away fixtures, to be honest. We really do, and it's gonna be a challenge. It's really gonna be a challenge, personally. K27 says we love when you clown HH and Chelsea fan here. Thank you, K27. Thank you, K27. I'm a lot more reserved on this channel. I'm a lot more reserved, K27. But thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it, buddy. So I'm trying to not just do United content here, but I'm only a one-man show right now, and I have limited time because I'm a busy doctor. So, so right now it's just mostly United content. But yeah, I will be on HH's channel fairly soon to commence the clowning. So I've added to the wrong one. This one. So yeah, David De Gea in goal. He's going to be coming in goal, in my personal opinion. He starts for Manchester United, no doubts about that there. Obviously, as I said, Varane will be coming back probably next week. So it's gonna obviously be Shaw as this left-sided centre back with Lindelof. Unfortunately, Maguire is just not good enough. Lindelof will obviously come in. Maguire is just not good enough anymore. Maguire at this point, Maguire is arguably 5th choice right now, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. He's just not good enough, unfortunately. He just is not good enough for Manchester United anymore. It's as simple as that, you know. So what can I say? If he, I just don't see how he fits into this team anymore. Maybe someone can let me know, but I just don't see how he fits. You're behind, you know, you're behind Varane, you're behind Martinez, you're clearly behind Lindelof, and you're behind Luke Shaw. So essentially, your fifth choice. As far as I'm concerned, Harry can stay on the bench, but Ten Hag is going to be here for a while. So I would try and force a move, or you can just get relegated to EFL games essentially, because he's not getting better. So that makes sense. Who actually plays on left and right? That's interesting. So against Brighton, I think you got to play Wan-Bissaka here. You got to play because Wan-Bissaka pocketed, Mitoma in that final. You have to play Wan-Bissaka right back. Dallo will get cooked there. Dallo will get cooked against Mitoma. It's just not even funny. So you have to play Wan-Bissaka on that right side. There's no ifs, no buts. You play Wan-Bissaka there, job's done. End of discussion, really. Exactly. David T said Aaron Wan-Bissaka has to be there. Yeah, he has to be there. He has to be there. He just has to be. There's just no. I've just seen your profile, by the way. What's going on, bro? What's going on? Yeah, Wan-Bissaka has to be there. Effectively, he has to be there. JavaScript says, "Big up, buddy. Thank you for tuning in, man. Really appreciate it. Remember to like the vid, guys." Now, left is interesting. Do you put Dallo on this side, or do you put Malacia there? I think because Brighton are away, because we're away, and possibly he might want the senior experience, I think you probably will go Dallo on the left. At least that's what I think, with Malacia to come on the bench. Although, as far as Malacia actually had a good game against who do we play? Villa at home. But maybe the home crown would be better. So maybe reserve Malacia for the home crown. Just build up his confidence a little bit, something like that. Yeah, Josco says I would play Dallo. Yeah. I think a lot of people would play Dallo on that side. The midfield is where it also gets interesting. Sorry, I've got a 4-3-3 formation. I should have probably changed it to this. Because obviously Casemiro is going to play. There's no doubt about that. Casemiro. Now, who plays alongside Casemiro? Do you go? I still think this Casemiro Eriksen thing. Like, let's keep it a stat. Against Brighton, it didn't work. It didn't work against Brighton. I know people said Fred hasn't played now than Fred, but let's keep it a stack. Against Brighton, we played better when Fred came on. I know Fred has had a mere couple of games, but we were getting dominated in the midfield, Casemiro and Eriksen. I just think you can't play Casemiro, Eriksen, Sabitzer in the midfield. Like, Eriksen doesn't have the legs, Sabitzer doesn't have the legs, will get overrun. So you can't play away to Brighton as well, because that was at Wembley. Let alone away to Brighton, you just can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Dallo is more suited up against exactly Solly Marsh. Exactly. He can't play against Mitoma. He'll get cooked. David T says, it was the only explanation I could give for that Darwin dive was that there was a green screen man who accidentally tripped him, because it was bad. It was very, very bad. It was very bad. Get Fred in the midfield because you need a hard worker. I mean, this is what I'm thinking. I feel like Fred should start, but I have a feeling he won't. Fred should play, I think. I think we need that physicality in the midfield. We do, but I just have a feeling he's not going to start Fred. Even though I think that we got a bit more control in midfield when Fred came on. So what I would do is, if you're not going to play Fred, you play Bruno here alongside Casemiro. Fernandes. Oh, man. Playing it wrong. You then play either Sabitzer or Eriksen in the cam position. I would probably. Do you play Eriksen? Yeah, he'll probably play Eriksen. play him in the cam position, and then you can your front three. Your front three is interesting. You can't play Weghorst. Martial is just he's still a bit. I would personally go with Rashford up top. Even though Rashford had a terrible game. Well, I didn't have a terrible game, but it wasn't a great game last game. Then I'd play Sancho, who's starting to build his confidence a bit. It's starting to come up. Play Sancho on the left, and then play Anthony on the right. And then you have Martial to come on if you want, and Sabitz to come on for that. That for me would be my starting 11. I would play Fred here and Bruno here. I have a feeling though, Ten Hag is going to do something that I don't like, which is he's going to drop Anthony to the bench, and he's going to play Bruno here on the right, which I don't like, and then he's going to play Casemiro, Eriksen, Sabitzer. And I think that if he does that, I think we might actually lose the game, because Brighton's midfield, in my opinion, overall is better than our midfield. It just is, with Caicedo, McAllister, etc. It just is. There's no about. The only thing that Brighton are really defensive wise, they're probably the same. The only thing that Brighton are missing is they're missing, I'd argue, clinical attackers. You know, Mitoma's great with the dribbling skills, but he's not clinical enough. That's literally the only thing Brighton are missing. But midfield and defensive wise, I'd argue that they equal ours in spades. You know, I really, really would. So let me just round off this preview with my my predictions. Let me know what your predictions are in the comments, guys. But also for those who'll be watching after it goes live, put your predictions in the comments of the video. It helps with the algorithm, guys. So make sure that you you comment below. It helps a lot. Yeah. So predictions for this. I mean, like I said, guys, unfortunately, I'm not that confident. Our waveform has not been good this season. It really hasn't. We've not got a 1 year. Yes, more cohesive. Brighton like City like 2.0 exactly. 2-2 draw exactly. Well, 2 isn't too high scoring. I think it might potentially be at best a 0-0. At worst, possibly a 1-0 to Brighton. I don't think Brighton will slap us. But when you combine our away record this season, which has been terrible against the top 9. We've not got a single win in any team in the top 9. That includes Spurs away from home. Combined with the fact that I just think that I have a feeling that Ten Hag may game manage and mismanage this. I think it will be difficult. Now, I don't think it means that because I know people will overreact and go, oh, you know, it means that United aren't going to get top 4, etc. No, we probably still will. But it's just not going to be based on this game. It's just not going to be based on this game. West Ham. What I can tell you, though, is that if somehow United can beat Brighton away and West Ham away this week, top 4 is guaranteed. There's no... We're ready. I think it already is, but it's assured. Because those are 2 of the away games we have left. And, you know, we have mostly home games remaining, which will be fine. Wolves... Teams that are mid-table, like Wolves and Fulham, that by then... will have probably just gone on holiday and they've been like, yeah, we're mid-table, we don't have to play. We're not really playing for anything. We're fine, which are the teams you want to play against as you come towards the end of the season. So even though Liverpool, I think, currently right now are 4 points behind, only 4 points behind us, they have played 2 extra games and they only have 4 games left to play to get 12 points. And the maximum they can get is 71, I think. If United beat Brighton next, they'll have 66 points, with still 2 games in hand, or a game in hand, I think, because I've referred to overswing. And United only need to get 5-6 points, basically, to sort of. So essentially, United only need to win. And if the United win the next 3 games, they've got top 4. And if we can beat Brighton, beat West Ham for them, it's game over, you know. So, but it is what it is. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter at WeUnitedX. And smash the notification button for latest match news. Thank you for the big preview. I'll be doing a match reaction tomorrow, so get involved for that as well. Have a nice day, everyone. And cheers. Peace, peace, peace.